we'll hit Effect menu, and then you see we have two effects, reverb and mic modeling. All these other effects are out because we don't have effect boards installed in our 2480. On the left side we have effect 1, on the right side we have effect 2. Right now I only want to use reverb, so I'm going to use page effects 1 by hitting my F1 button. And as you can see, we have our reverb patch down here. We can also hit the patch button and choose from the many different effects that are in our 2480. As I said before, I want reverb, so I'll just leave it on reverb. Then I'll hit select, exit. And there we have our reverb. Now that we have our patch configured on our 2480, we'll press the easy routing button on the front of our 2480. And we're going to go to the effects page by hitting F4. And as you see there, we have up to 8 effects. We have no effects boards from 3 to 8, but we have the effects boards for effects 1 and 2. And as you can see, this is assigned to auxiliary 1. So whatever track that I want to assign reverb to, I'm going to send it to auxiliary 1, and it will also return on auxiliary 1. I'm going to show you that in this next step of our video. If for whatever reason I don't want to use auxiliary 1, I can use my jog shutter wheel to assign it wherever I want it to go. I'm going to put it back to auxiliary 1. If we had effects board set up, we could use our cursor buttons to move through the various effects and of course assign those. Once I've set up my auxiliaries how I want to set them up, I will hit save. And I can of course save this in a user template, and I can name it Skings01. I'll hit name, and I'll name this template Skings1. After I'm done naming my template, I'll hit OK. And I can save that routing template. I'll hit yes. Now I'll exit. Next we'll hit our home button, which will bring us back to our home page. We'll hit track 16 master edit. Then we'll hold down stop and channel 9. Followed by channel edit, which is above track 9. We'll use our cursor keys to scroll down to our auxiliary section, which is right here, and we'll hit enter. And we can make our auxiliary setting post or pre. Now in pre, we can send a signal to our reverb even if the fader is down. In post, the amount of signal going to the reverb is depending on the fader's position for channel 9. I'll hit enter, and I'll scroll to post. I'll hit 0, then I'll hit play.
Rolling, of course I'm trying to pick a rhyme for you to see how I rap on touch. Now I'm going to put the punches right here, and you're going to hear it very, very clear. You know what I mean. I'm a sample kid, check out my rhyme. I know it's whack, I know I look blind, but it's okay, cause I really can't rhyme. Let's check it out.
So now we have our mix set up for channel 9. We have the vocal with the reverb at the level we want. I'm going to mute every channel except for 4, which is where we have our beat, so I can EQ the beat. If you want to EQ or compress any other channel on your board, you must first hit the parameter edit. On top, it's the button that also says auxiliary send right here, followed by the channel number of which you want to edit. I'm going to hit channel 4. Next, we scroll to the field that we want to select off of our parameter window. I want EQ, so I'm going to scroll to EQ. And I'll hit enter to turn that section on, and we get our EQ screen. This is our EQ screen. We have filter, low, mid, high, mid, and high. So I'll play my beat. Now we're back at our main screen, and I'll hit parameter edit again, the same channel, because now I want to put compression on my beat. I'll hit enter yes.
We got a compressor or expander with a combination of a compressor. Now, let's add the effect, Orlando. We're playing the track back. And now it's saying the ratio of compression, the threshold level. We have our auto gain, which is on. And you can see in the meter section how it's changing the effect on the entire beat.
Now, when you want to put in your effects, such as the reverb or delay, you have to go to N17 through 24 and raise your auxiliary sends. These faders on the last 8 channels perform that function. You must also go to 1724 on your track section so that you can have your effects return in the mix. Now, I'm only going to use 9 and 10 because we only have 2 effects boards in this 2480. So I can actually go back and just pull these other faders down and just leave these 2 sends. These are sends going to your effect, and these are returns from your effect back into your main mix.
Yep, it's a good place to eat. Hey, what's up? Well, this is the most important part of doing any project. Saving your data. You must save your data. That means if you record something, you should save it so you don't lose it. It's important. You spend all this time making a beat up, all the hours at night, do the vocal over. You must save it, because if it doesn't get saved, you're going to lose everything. And you're going to be really mad. Make sure you save it to your disk. Make sure you know where it's stored at. I keep a backup of everything. I save it, then I back that up in case something's wrong. It doesn't cost much for CDs these days. You can do it, I can do it, we all can do it. We must all save everything. Well, not everything, but everything that we record. You got me? You hear me? Do it. We're going to show you how